Hello, everyone. Richard here. I wanted to attempt something that's probably I don't even think it's possible, but Goose had mentioned maybe trying Ultimate Mode on Africa Core, and I figured I would save him some heartache by exploring trying to do Africa Core in Ultimate Mode. I don't think I'm necessarily the correct player for this because Africa Core is it really highlights why I suck at the game. So it's a lot of open space management, and I really struggle with how to manage my units in open space, and Africa Core is all about that. But I figured I could at least maybe show Reconnaissance and Force, and then maybe I could even try to live play the next scenario. I'll need to look up which ones require marginals. A couple things I'll mention about playing Ultimate Mode on Africa Core. I think it's significantly harder than the Grand Campaign. You have no opportunity to build up your core right away. You're fighting very dangerous units immediately. You have a totally shit Air Force, and you have a lot of terrible units in general. And with Ultimate Mode really piling on, you don't have that much prestige either. And you're not going to get that much. I'm not going to be able to go galloping all over the map, grabbing hexes. I think it would be difficult to even go this way, because I think most of these are occupied. So the good news about this scenario is you only need to take one objective. I was able to actually take two, and I did some very defensive things on this map. There was a few reloads. I think a few reloads in the beginning are probably necessary because the RNG can really screw you over. But I only had to reload a couple times. Well, I'll probably point that out when it happens. The thing I'll note is I'm focused on my anti-tank units. Let's see. I actually did very well with my anti-tank units. I'm very concerned about my armor fighting ability. You're going to see already in this scenario that armor is not afraid of my units. And by not afraid of my units, I mean not afraid of my units. So after play testing this a couple times, I had to find a way to arrange my units to fight the Air Force and the armor. And then at certain points, you're just going to see me go into combat because I don't have any choice. So let it run. I got Stormo going for cheap kills. The Arietta apparently is really good against artillery. I was really surprised that the Arietta was better than the Panzerjäger at taking on artillery. So now I'm gonna surrender that, which was a little bit harder than you think. But I got it. And I had enough overkill. I even had a fighter bomber ready to kill that. So you need to deny vision or a lot of bad things are going to happen. And you don't want that. So it's very, very important to control vision. So, okay. Can I pause this? Pause. Okay. So here's the deal. This only has a vision of 1. And they don't activate until... I don't even think the scout over here activates until turn 4. So you have some time to set up a defensive perimeter. And it's going to be very defensive. So my plan is to sneak a unit over here. I think my Panzer III goes over here. And then I want my heavy weapons infantry to be able to move into the swamp. So what I've discovered is if you try to move Brescia into the swamp, they get crushed, even if backed by artillery. So the Brescia have 0 initiative, and it's a total disaster to fight with these guys. With 0 initiative. One second. So the plan is to not use them very much. I mean, it's really that straightforward. Next scenario, I can upgrade them to a unit that doesn't suck. So instead, I have to rush my Grenadiers up here to hold the line. But there is still some risk that your Grenadiers will get attacked. I don't think I had to reload for that, though. But I wouldn't blame you if you were to try this yourself. If you got a nasty attack, you might want to reload. So I'm going to move this artillery piece up, and this is a defensive line where I'm trying to block an armored counterattack. Okay, that's actually not the tricky part. The tricky part is coercing the fighters to attack tempting targets. And you need to ambush with your fighter, and you need your anti-air defenses to be ready. It took me a bit, and I figured it out. This is a juicy spot, or this is a juicy spot. So there's going to be an anti-aircraft gun here, and I'm going to have a fighter. And this is really good for my fighter because these ambushes really rack up the experience. So that part has to be dealt with. I want to form a defensive line in this ridge that you feel like it's really strong. It's not. It's extremely dangerous. To put infantry out there without artillery support, but I did it because because I wanted a tank to come engage with me, and I wanted my anti-tank stuff, which is going to go east, to kind of clean up. The other issue I ran into was that there's a scout somewhere over here, and I think if it spots anything, bad things happen, and then I think on turn 4 it activates. So I sent my anti-tank stuff over here, and I plan on ganging up on the scout and killing it. If you kill the scout, they have no idea what's going on in this region, which allows you to set up a second fighter trap. So it's bad enough that there's one, I think it's a hurricane, but there's a second hurricane. And under no circumstances should any of your planes be within vision range. They're auxiliary units anyway, so you'd rather have kills go to your core units. So let's see how this plays out. I also have a useless Panzer too. My units suck. There's just no way to spin it. You can see I'm totally out of vision range. But now I have my defensive layout, and I want my Grenadiers because they have higher initiative. Now I'm offering up an Arietta. So Stormo got good XP from that. I did not have to reload here. I got an ambush. That was beautiful. I really need it. And then I got my core unit some action. Yep, Stormo actually got great experience from that. I only had to reload so the 7-1 would get good experience. So now I have to attack that scout this turn, or it's going to activate. After you take out the scout, it's much easier to play the scenario. So I'm offering more bait. So I have a nice defensive line, but it turns out it doesn't really matter. Oh, it's beautiful. As you can see, these tanks are not scared of my units. And that, just like that, Stormo's getting really good experience. And then I force a surrender. I'm actually getting my anti-tank into action. I'm offering the scout car as bait because I don't want that tank to activate. And then I'm going to force the anti-tank back. And how about the scout car doing really well? Next, I need to kill that tank because I'm actually moving in. And look at the anti-tank action. It was really good. I'm going to force another surrender. I'm actually finding that it's easier to deal with the units by forcing surrenders than any other way, because my units are so bad. My units are just terrible. So I have to try stuff like this. I actually didn't even force it to surrender. I had to attack it with everything. And at this point, I'm not really interested in doing anything too adventurous. I just want to secure the marginal victory. I also offered the Grenadiers for the other Grenadiers to attack me. That makes taking that objective a lot easier. How about the anti-tank kicking ass? So one of the things I kind of found when I was playing around with this is that if you can use the anti-tank appropriately, it really does clean up for you. I'm basically being defensive. I realize I don't really have the artillery, I don't have the equipment to assail an objective with tons of units. The Arietta held its own. That was really nice. And I actually get some anti-tank action here. And more surrenders. I'm just scouting to see if there's anything. Not a lot happens from here on. I'm just farming for some experience here and there. My units are already in a lot of trouble. I can't engage in combat. So then I offered the Pioneer a reason to come out. So this worked out well. There's not a lot to do. I don't have a lot of time. I'm on ultimate mode, so I have 11 turns. It's not that easy to really grab other objectives. I'm making a last-ditch effort to grab a third objective, but it's not going to work out. Stormo, of course, getting some nice kills. And Sormo actually got to 1 star. That's really impressive. To me, that's really impressive. Getting a little bit more XP for my tank. Okay. So, it's kind of boring. Very, very dangerous. Like, taking this airfield would be very difficult. I mean, I suppose I could have taken the scout, auxiliary scout, and snuck through, but the auxiliary scout bailed me out a lot. I needed this guy to help out. I probably could have sent the auxiliary 88 gun to go take that, but outside of that, there's really not a lot of options. There's, you know, like, I'm not getting to this objective. Maybe there's some way to take this one, but I'm not optimistic about it at all. I don't have the artillery, the equipment to properly assail this, so I didn't like min-max this. I mostly was concerned with survival, because when I first playtested the scenario, my units were getting destroyed, even though it looks like they're fine. But you have to realize I have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 very weak units. So I don't have a huge core. So my plan is I'm probably going to need some help because I don't know what I should be buying. I'll show you. I can show you what I did buy for this Ras El Mador. So I have like 61 prestige left, but I had like 1600 prestige. So I gave him regular replacements, elite. I upgraded I upgraded the Italian infantry to Bersaglieri. So they're all Brescia. Or wait. I'm a little confused. What is Brescia? 27th. Oh, is that just a name? I have no idea why they're called Brescia. Okay. Anyway, I upgraded these guys. Now they have some initiative. I can actually use them in combat. I upgraded the Panzer III to a Panzer III Edge. I upgraded the Panzer II to a Flam Tank. I'm not a big fan of the Flam Tank, but it's hard to argue with Goose using it fairly effectively. He's just way too reckless with it. And I didn't know what else to upgrade the Panzer II to. Obviously, using a Panzer II is not very helpful. The Arietta, I kept it like this, but I could upgrade it. Higher ground defense, higher air defense. This one I did upgrade. It was 1 star. Look at that. I got this guy to 1 star. So, and then let's see. I have a Panzerjäger. I don't know what I'm going to do with him yet. I also upgraded the anti-tank to the 5cm. This is going to make it a little bit better. I can use it. And artillery, I didn't upgrade. They're all 10cm. I bought an 88 gun. I have a 10-4. Oh. What is the... Oh, wait. It only has 5 movement? Better soft attack. Better air attack. However, given how important movement is, I don't know if I'm going to upgrade that. But at least that's in class. I bought a BF, and then I bought a Heinkel. I think I need more suppression. I don't have a lot of prestige. So, this is, I have 20 units. Probably, I have to take 2, this one and this one, and the deployment area. I mean, this is probably enough to take that. If I drop maybe a flam tank down here. And then I'm going to have to probably take out both bunkers. I might want to bring the flam tank north. This looks super annoying. I have some pioneers though. Maybe the flam tank should go south. I don't even know if there's an Air Force. Anyway, this is what I have. You could see that. I can obviously restart the scenario and do something different. My Panzer III is 78. 78. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. 10 turns. I mean, probably in 10 turns I can take that and that. And I don't know if I could do much more. This is probably going to be a pain in the ass, so I should put the bulk of my forces up here. Anyway, let me know what you think of this. I don't know how far I could even push it. This is not... this campaign is my Achilles heel. I'm not very good at it. So, I will leave it like this. Maybe I will even just cut this video and then immediately go into trying the scenario. So until next time, Richard out.